fair to say that here on Born to Watch, we regard Tom Cruise, regardless of his flaws, as the last great movie star. A huge career spanning over 43 years, he's almost definitely earned that title. But will he be remembered for the hits or misses in his career? And where does 1988's Cocktail sit? After tonight, we'll decide once and for all. Hey, watchers, of course, it's me, Whitey, and this is Born to Watch, the movie podcast where we don't take ourselves or the movies too seriously, except, of course, in the Snorbs Report, which unfortunately won't be happening tonight because Sir Dimmy Cockburn isn't here with us. But we have a special lineup, not special, but special. Will the Workie back again. How many is this now?
Oh, I have lost count. I reckon, yeah. Well, I was going to say I've lost count at shit movies, but I didn't want to let my opinion out of the bag too quick. I think it's my 7th.
Yeah, I think that'd be about right.
Yeah, it's about 7th.
I think that'd be about right. You know, you're a bit of a part of the furniture when you don't really know. Damo was the same.
Yeah.
Damo started to forget.
Damo is still with us, by the way.
Yeah, no, he hasn't left. He hasn't left this.
He hasn't left this
ethereal plane.
This mortal coil.
No, he hasn't. He's just having a week off.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the Snorbs Report will be back.
The Snorbs Report will be back. It's bigger than the show itself.
Yeah.
Some would call it the greatest show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look,
Barnum.
That's it. But joining us from across the Dutch is the writer, voice, heartbeat of Born to Watch.
Our Fanu, as you would say.
Yes, absolutely. All the way from Whaikarangi.
Cheer, bro.
Strangles, how are you, mate? What's going on?
Oh, I'm good, bro. Real good, bro.
Yeah.
I just had some fish and chips and played some spacies at the down there. So a really good fun.
Excellent, excellent. Now, mate, the question we pose to you is generally now I would do a hard cut, or probably more a soft transition into Born to Watch. Now, are you going to sing us out tonight with the theme?
If you want me to, absolutely, I can do.
Okay.
If I remember the words.
I'd like to have a go at the old the BV lines in the background where he hits that falsetto point right before you cut it. It's my favourite part of the whole song.
Yeah. No,
I don't know if I can hit the note, but I'm going to give it a red hot go.
I'm wondering whether auto-tune was employed.
I mean, there's no shame. No shame in some auto-tune.
There's no shame.
No, that's purely my voice on the melody, and I just wanted to take the piss big time, trying to hit a high note. So, that was a lot of fun.
I've got the green tea going right here. I'm going to throw some honey in it, warm up the old,
I was thinking about that today. Unfortunately, I was at a wake last week in Sydney for an old school friend, very dear friend, and it was very loud. And I had to talk. I had to project a lot.
Yeah.
And my voice has been struggling. And now that, my family's well-being is decided by the strength of my voice. It's an instrument.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I still didn't have green tea and honey though.
Oh, okay. Right.
But I probably need to start thinking about looking after this because the watchers decree it.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't hear enough of my voice as it is.
They demand your dulcet tones.
They demand something. Morgs demands me to shut up, and I demand I speak more.
Well, you got the mic, man.
I do. It's my Roadcaster.
That's right.
All right. And if you don't shut up, I'm going to take my fucking Roadcaster and microphones and go home.
He who hits record is the boss.
Thank you for reminding me that. I have hit record.
Good.
Yes.
You are home, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
home is where the heart is. What a great show. What a great show from the 80s. Overs and unders, gentlemen, 1988 film, 36 years old.
There you go.
It's one of those ones that it's really caught in 88 too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being kind to you two setting the overs and unders, and I doubt that you'll even get it.
Nah.
But I'm setting the overs and unders here at 10.
Okay.
Now, Going to start with Wilbur here on the couch.
Unders?
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
unders.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you think? When was it?
3.
3?
Yeah.
3's all right.
Yeah, I reckon I watched it once at some point as a kid because I just had like these little subliminal memories pop up.
Yeah.
And then twice over the weekend.
Twice.
I did it twice.
You prep.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was a wet weekend, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's run out of things to
It's
do.
not like I had nothing to
You
do.
run out of things to do.
Yeah.
Strangles. Now you're a man of my age and probably very similar upbringing. So what's your overs and unders? 10 said it. What is it?
Yeah, good question. Because I was in year 8, so I would have been 13, 14. So it was right in that Elizabeth Shue tissue wheelhouse, I would say.
Yep.
I'd say I'm going to guess I'm probably overs because I used to watch heaps of movies and watch them over and over, but not much further over. In terms of the soundtrack, though, I had the cassette, so I would have listened to that 100 times at least.
Yeah,
100, 200 times.
Mate, I'm exactly the same, except I am way overs. This was a fucking favorite of mine. I love this movie as a 13-year-old. Saw it at the movies. Love the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Love the soundtrack. Had the soundtrack. It was a cassette. Mate, Rave On. When Rave On came on in the movie. Mate, but there's so many songs just took me back in the soundtrack. It's a bit of a cracking soundtrack, I got to say. It's not a bad soundtrack. So, but fell in love with Elizabeth Shue, as I'm sure every teenage boy did, and already a bit of a favourite after the Karate Kid anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of fell in love with it at the age of 40.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. Well, wet weekend.
Yes.
Looking for things to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
And she's awesome in Leaving Las Vegas. That's my favourite of her.
Yeah, very
good.
good. Very good.
So good.
But I reckon I sit at 50.
Wow.
Yeah. I think as a 13, 14, 15-year-old, this was on high rotation.
Did you ever throw a nostalgia play in the Blockbuster?
100%. 100%. That new video shop Avalon. This would go on, this could go on any time of the day.
Yeah.
Because there's no real swearing. I think there's only 2 F-bombs. Tom Cruise swears in a movie, which doesn't happen very often. So yeah, definitely played it in the video shop. Very easy to watch in the video shop. Would have knocked a good dozen at least times out in the video shop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it might actually go past 50, but I'll say 50 around. Okay. Here is the back of the VHS cover. International superstar Tom Cruise is electrifying as Brian Flanagan, a young, confident, and ambitious bartender who, with the help of a seasoned pro, Bryan Brown, becomes the toast of Manhattan's Upper East Side. But when he moves to tropical Jamaica and meets an independent artist, their steamy romance brings a new perspective to the self-centered bartender's life. Sizzling with high-powered performances and a #1 hit soundtrack, the global blockbuster Cocktail delivers pure entertainment. Rated M, 104 minutes. So much better than Gow.
Oh, yeah, you've done
way
all right.
better than Gow.
You're pretty good.
Gow was good last week. He did up his game after we've taken the piss out of him, but that was one of my best. I didn't fuck it up at all.
You didn't, and I didn't detect an ounce of fatigue from your weekend.
It's coming. Kick-Ass credit song's going to be interesting. That's really going to push.
Well, you got a nice backup
It's really
right there on the webs.
I do. Do you know what's funny?
I now see why Megan looks in you. That's a very sexy voice you do have. You do have a very sexy voice. So I know now why Megan saw you at, how old? 14, 15, and went, ooh, yeah.
Are you classically trained?
In a few things. Yeah, in a few things. Wilbur.
Ballet?
Yeah.
In a few things. Now, I just want to focus on one thing here in the back of the VHS here. Their steamy romance brings a new perspective to the self-centered bartender's life. He still bangs some high-class mole.
Yeah.
So not a lot of perspective.
No. No, I don't know what that. I sort of glazed over that line because I thought that's not right.
Well, I think Brian actually glazed over Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah. More than a few times.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's listen and watch the trailer.
In 1 square mile of this saloon lies the greatest concentration of wealth in the world.
Yes. But how was a bartender gonna get his hands on any of it?
This is the big time. Are you ready for the big time, young Mr. Flanagan?
I think I can handle it.
This isn't what I ordered! Wine! Get your act together! A white wine! All right. Now, what was it that you ordered? A martini! What's in that?
Cruise. Cocktail.
Bar is open!
Wow.
That was the whole movie. I didn't have to watch the movie again.
But
That was the whole movie.
hang on, say movie again, because that was the said every 3 seconds in the song. Do you know what it was like? It was like we need the song. That song was not in the movie,
No.
and there were quite a few scenes in the trailer that weren't in the movie. But the song, it was like, okay, we need a song for a trailer about a movie. For a movie.
Yeah.
So the words are the movie. We're watching it, the movie. It's on the screen, the movie. Pay your money, movie. That was it.
It's terrible.
God.
I'm gobsmacked.
I'm a bit speechless, but you know what, man? Are we going to get into this? What this movie could have been and what it became?
Yeah.
Two very different things.
Yeah.
And that shit is Disney. That's what Disney does to movies, man. They just go, they just distill it down to the most basic form.
Well, the guy who wrote the movie, it's actually from a book. He wrote a book about New York bartenders. And then he wrote the screenplay for this, and then the movie that ended up the movie was
keep talking. I'm going to do it in the background.
the movie. It's on the screen. The movie.
Yeah.
It is Tom Cruise's movie.
Yeah. Stupid.
So bad.
That's the kick-ass credit song done.
I need to do it now. If I wish I'd paid more attention to the trailer. Otherwise, I just would have ripped off that song.
It's so stupid.
Jamaica,
Where they don't watch any movies.
I'm wearing jeans. It's sweaty. Anyway, fucking hell, we could go all night. Critical thinking. Now, IMDb rates Cocktail 5.9 out of 10.
Lucky.
Now, hang on to your hats here.
How's this for a clanger? Yeah.
Certified rotten,
Yes.
9% on the tomato meter,
Unbelievable.
with a 58% popcorn meter. 9%.
There's
That's the
only
lowest
one
ever.
word for that. Languishing.
It is languishing. How about
Down
like
there.
9? It's not a 9% movie.
That's in the doldrums. I tell you what,
Can't Buy Me Love's got better than
Yeah.
9%.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
it's
That's
got
a
the
shit
Beach
movie.
Boys in it. That gets it over the 10 percentile
Oh, it does.
straight away.
It's at least 12 with Kokomo.
Yes.
Mate, the soundtrack's 60% on the tomato meter.
100%. Oh, no, sorry. 100% in agreement of your
60%.
60% about the
Well,
soundtrack. Yeah.
it's like Sex Panther.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I'll agree with you most of the time. 60%
So it was very difficult to
of the time.
find a good review. We're going to start with a bad review.
Okay.
Peter Travers of People magazine. As if realizing that his star hadn't smiled for 15 minutes, Donaldson tacks on a goody-goody ending that would shame the Care Bears. How to sum up what went wrong? Cruise has a line in the movie. Flat beer from rusty pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Bit harsh, but possibly fair.
Oh,
Now,
Did
the
you find
ending
it?
was
Did you
the
find a good
ending
review?
was shit.
the ending's bad. I've got a bit to say about a heavily pregnant woman in a smoky bar.
Yeah.
All right, I got a lot to say about that. All right. Now, I've got a good review. from Oz from efilmcritic.com. Yeah, it's
The wizard.
watchable.
That's it.
That's it.
3 words.
Yeah, it's
It's
watchable.
watchable.
Holy moly.
I gotta say, look, I didn't hate it. I'm gonna be upfront and say I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Like it's not Rebel Moon
No,
or
because
Rebel Moon Part 2.
it's yeah.
It's another movie that was so dear to me that a little bit of me broke inside by watching it this time around.
Yeah. Yeah. A little
Absolutely.
bit of that soft inner center, that little Cadbury cream egg came out.
It did. Okay. Ordinary people. We're going to start with the director. Now, there is a 3-way Aussie threat in this movie. So, Roger Donaldson, the director, is an Aussie.
Mm-hmm.
Dean Semler, director of photography, is an Aussie. And Bryan Brown.
Mm.
So, 3 Aussies in a 1988 American movie is massive.
I was going to highlight the fact that you've got Bryan Brown in this, what would have been a big blockbuster attempt movie,
100%. It was a blockbuster.
and sporting a straight up Australian accent
100%.
with zero explanation.
Yep.
Like, no, it's just an Aussie guy in New York.
Do you think that it's running off the back of Crocodile Dundee in 86?
Has to be.
Has to be, right?
Mhm. Yep.
This Aussie invasion
And-
of like into the culture. or
And
something.
Bryan Brown's having a bit of a moment. So he
Yeah.
makes quite a few American movies. He does FX, he does this, he does FX2. He's having a little bit of a moment.
Yeah.
Marries Rachel Ward, one of the most beautiful women on the planet. But Roger Donaldson, how's this? Like, listen to this sneaky career of this Aussie director. The Bounty in 84. No Way Out with Costner in 87. That is a great movie.
Mm.
Species. I know you hate Costner. It really is. Species in 95. Now, the Snorbs report
Oh,
goes off its tits.
yeah.
And that is in 95. I'm 20 years of age.
I am way younger than that, but
It's
I
a-
still remember.
Movie.
Yeah.
Dante's Peak 97. Pierce Brosnan,
Brosnan.
Volcanoes. 13 Days in 2000, which is the story of the Cuban Missile Crisis. This is another Costner movie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Really good. The Recruit in 03 with Colin Farrell and Al Pacino. World's Fastest Indian in 05.
Oh, cool. Old Hannibal Lecter.
The Bank Job in 08 with Statham.
Yeah, nice.
Very sneaky career.
Crazy. I've never even heard of the guy.
There you go. Very sneaky career. Well done, Roger Donaldson.
Yeah.
This is not this is not in your best 4 movies that you've made.
No.
Cocktail, but
no.
sneaky career.
Maybe that's why he doesn't have an OAM yet.
I'm sure that's why.
Cocktail.
Does Kevin Rudd have an OAM?
Oh, he better not.
I reckon he might. But
Kevin
anyway,
07.
I reckon he might. So that's Roger Donaldson, the director. Now the star, Tom Cruise, Brian Flanagan. Now we can wax lyrical about old Tom. He's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
We're going to check that because we could go on forever about him being crazy. I haven't prepped you for this. Will, favorite Tom Cruise movie?
Oh. It's either going to be Days of Thunder,
Yep.
because you can pan it all you want, but as a kid, it was a pretty exciting movie.
Talk of a sequel too.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they could. I'm sure they couldn't bugger up a Days of Thunder sequel.
Well, he's got the blueprint with Maverick. So
Yeah, and it's a simple premise.
Yeah.
Just got to drive fast.
drive
make
around
it,
a circle.
make it colourful.
Just drive around a circle, have a couple crashes,
Yeah,
root someone.
yeah. It
That's
writes
it.
itself, doesn't it?
There we go. There's the
They
movie.
just put it through Chat GPT.
It's called
What would Days of Thunder 2 look like?
It's called Weeks of Thunder.
Yeah.
It's called Weeks of Thunder.
Just give that idea to Dan and he can write it up.
He could write it up. He's probably
Yeah.
already got one. He's probably already written one.
Days of Thunder. Oh, look, I mean, Top Gun, the original.
Yeah, it's hard to go past Top Gun, isn't it?
Man, yeah, it's good.
It's hard to go past.
Yeah.
The Strangles, favorite Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, mine were the 2 Top Guns, easily for me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Comfortably.
absolutely.
It's hard to go past those two, but I'm gonna go a little left field. I'm going Edge of Tomorrow, which is
I haven't seen it.
excellent.
seen it?
It's
I haven't seen
time
it either.
travel, mate. You need to watch it. It's Groundhog Day, but science fiction,
Oh,
and it is excellent So there's been an alien invasion, and Emily Blunt's in it as well. And I'm telling you, it's a high. It's almost a 5 for me.
Mhm.
It is
Okay.
so good.
Wow.
It's worth
Okay.
watching. It's got Bill Paxton in it. It's
Oh,
got a great
legends.
cast. It's it's great.
I'll chuck a spanner in. Vanilla Sky, and I know you don't like it. I
Good.
know you
Wait.
don't like it.
Do you
I
want to
just
talk-
saw that 2 weeks ago for the first
But-
time.
The soundtrack to Vanilla Sky is
Mm.
pretty legit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
in
Kicks off with that Radiohead song from Kid A.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then you've got bloody Salisbury Hill.
yeah,
Oh,
we
good
talk.
song.
What's something similar? You might have something to say in Film School for F-Wits tonight because we're talking about top soundtracks.
Mm.
Now, a little bit about Brian, ex-military. A few words. I would like for you to chime in here if you can.
Okay.
I've got ex-military, sexy, cocky, but I think he's. I don't. What do you call it? I think his greatest trait or his worst trait is he's naive, man.
Yeah.
And it's his naivety that really brings him undone.
Yep.
Like that, get rich quick, follow the old guy.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's he's a bit of a sheep, old Brian.
Well, yeah, and also just that naive core belief of his is that if someone bets you something, you've
Oh my
got to
God.
accept the bet
Yeah, so
because
dumb.
otherwise you're not a man.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Oh,
It's like Marty McFly.
Yeah.
You chicken.
yeah.
You yeller, whatever it is. But it's also, in saying that, it's easy to see how Tom Cruise becomes a superstar.
Yeah.
Like he sparkles on the screen.
How's the grin on him?
The grin, yeah, it's cheeky.
Butter wouldn't melt.
Man. Got a question time about the grin. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Brian, Adam?
Yeah, look, he's an arrogant wanker. I'd like to know a little bit more about his backstory because he was chasing that bus at the start. He was in the army or navy or
Yeah.
whatever he was in. It'd be interesting to have pulled that into the movie a little bit somewhere. But yeah, look, he's the type of bloke I would have hated in my early 20s and probably still hate now. So, yeah.
It's definitely a
Yeah.
guy you probably would have looked to punch in a nightclub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know why?
dude.
Because you're rooting all the birds that you want to root.
Yeah.
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 That's
and
the
just
only reason.
quick learner, pretty intelligent, good looking.
Yeah.
Just does everything better than you do.
Yeah.
And then has the naivety to believe he deserves it.
Yeah.
That's the worst trait.
Except you're tall.
Yes.
I'll tell you what he is. He's a bad short wearer.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that in Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
I don't even notice his shorts. Jeez.
Bryan Brown, Doug Coughlin, the Obi-Wan, the mentor.
Yeah.
I've got mentor, experienced, world-weary bartender, a pure cynic,
Yes.
and he's in a role where you can either play the moral compass or not. He is not.
No.
He is the epitome of the. He's the epitome of the get. He's the cautionary tale.
Yeah.
He's
Yep.
Brian looking in a mirror 20 years later.
Yes, he is. And he's bullshit personified.
Yes.
Coughlin's law, 20th century negativist.
Yeah.
You know, nobody pays attention to the laws of mine to their detriment.
Yes.
Yet
Listen to me or die.
and at the end of it, he's just full of shit.
It's an excellent suicide note.
Mm,
I've got to say.
Yeah.
Very aware.
yeah.
All the show. His whole life was a show.
Mm.
Strangles, you'd be a big Bryan Brown guy, surely.
Oh, I love a bit of Bryan Brown. I was flip-flopping on this character all the way through watching it. You know, because I haven't watched it for 20 years, right?
3 months.
Sorry?
3 months.
3 but yeah, sometimes the way he was delivering the lines as this wise sage was a bit over the top sometimes for me. And it was like, and he was throwing a few Australianisms in there, like piss and all this sort of stuff, which was quite cool. But yeah, again, not a very likable character. And when he ended up committing suicide, I kind of just shrugged my shoulders and moved on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, and I think it's hard to feel sorry for him in
Yeah.
the movie. It really is hard to feel sorry for him. And in fact, you sort of, he hits the jackpot. He gets what he wants. It's still not enough. So he's married the millionaire woman who's a knockout.
Yeah.
She can't act.
Louise, no.
God, she can't act. and I'm at the risk now of losing a mate because he hasn't listened since Roadhouse when I absolutely smashed Kelly Lynch for being a horrific actor.
Yeah, right.
And I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
Good, the bad, the ugly. But she can't act, but God, she looks good.
Yes.
She'd be a week you would never forget.
No. Just, mate, I don't think I've ever seen a smaller bikini bottom.
God.
That thing was literally just strings.
It was dental floss. Legitimately dental floss.
It's what they wear nowadays in the Gold Coast, the girls.
Yeah. Her butt
It
crack
is.
was minty fresh.
I reckon it would have been, eh?
Absolutely. But we'll talk about Kerry. We'll talk about Kerry in a minute. But we'll talk about Jordan Mooney, Elizabeth Shue, girl next door.
Wow.
She's the moral compass. But
Wow.
again, her play about not wanting to reveal her wealth for him not loving her for the right reasons.
Mm.
Is it sneaky play or is it smart by her on her?
Smart.
Yeah, it's smart.
Yep.
I agree.
Smart.
Yeah.
I agree.
Smart. Because, you know, when Bryan Brown rocks back up on the scene and in Jamaica and she instantly, she's a good actress.
She's good. Elizabeth Shue is a
Her
highlight.
face, and I've seen it, and I've seen other girls pull that face where they're like, this guy's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, just get him away from me, will you? Like,
But she says that. He goes, and Brian says to her, "Oh, a woman that hasn't fallen for Coughlin's charms."
yeah.
He's really a scumbag.
Yeah,
Coughlin.
he's such a sleazeball,
Yeah, he
eh?
is.
Whereas he so easily couldn't be.
Yeah.
Because he's actually got, I think he's got really, like, he's cool. Like, he is
Yeah.
cool on the screen.
For sure.
You see him and you're like, man, that guy is like a really cool Aussie dude that's just like doesn't give a shit about anything. And if he was actually really good at what he did and actually practiced what he preached, then he'd be. Well, he kind of does practice what he's preaching.
He's
but-
got one goal in mind.
Yeah,
You know, he's got and he achieves that.
yeah. I think if he had an ounce of integrity with it,
This is the problem.
then he'd be like
This is the
a
problem.
great.
Like he
character.
and you can see he's such a wanker because just everything's about it's $50.
Yeah,
Like he's gonna risk winning a bet, cheating, or like destroying his friendship with his mate for $50.
yeah,
Just so he's right.
yeah. But also zero explanation about how he managed to do it, and even her argument, the photographer chick,
Yeah,
what was
Coral.
her name?
Coral.
Coral comes
Coral.
around and goes, "Don't talk about our sex life." And because you did with that guy,
I'm going to root him
I'm
now,
rooting him now.
and
Well,
he's going to tell you about it.
doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
This is shit. Like they had a lot of time to come up with a better reason for them to bust up, or for him. At least he could have told a lie about something.
For sure.
Unreal, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the few little gripes.
Just a few.
I
Okay.
don't,
We're ticking them off.
I
ticking
don't
them
have
off.
many.
Yeah, we're
I
ticking them
just
off.
that stuck out to me.
But Elizabeth Shue, it's obvious that she's going to be a bit of a superstar. She's
Yeah.
going to be good. She doesn't have a huge career though, but she's leaving Las Vegas. She's amazing in.
Mm-hmm.
She's also great in the TV show The Boys, which is a great show. If you've not watched The Boys, it's about superheroes that go bad
Okay.
and they're controlled by a
Amazing.
corporation. It's a great show. Really, really good. But I had a massive crush, and I think anyone that watches this movie falls in love with Jordan Mooney.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Oh, she was gorgeous, man.
Mate. It's just enough. A bit of side back boob under the waterfall. It's just enough.
Yeah.
They're big.
Big enough.
Big boobs.
Yeah, big enough.
Yeah,
Hey.
big enough. Big enough. Now we talk about the next female from the Sausage Fest, Kelly Lynch. Kerry Coughlin. I've called her the pot at the end of the rainbow. Still no happiness though.
Nah.
So for Coughlin, that's the golden goose.
And the leprechaun, which is Tom Cruise,
I like it.
almost steals it.
Yeah. Well, she has a crack at him.
Yeah.
She has a big crack at him.
Anyway, sorry.
But
I
very
got
like
excited by that
she is.
analogy.
If she didn't have to talk,
Yeah.
and she just stood there.
Mm.
She could almost be star of the show for me.
Yeah, I would have almost included her in the Bond Girls compilation for that beach scene where she walks up the beach in the bikini.
Mate,
If only she just walked out of the water,
yeah.
they might as well have just cut that into some James Bond movie and it would have worked.
There's a line that she says, and I'm going to save it for good, the bad, the ugly. It could be the worst line reading in the history of cinema.
I can't wait. I can't remember it.
Yeah,
I
well,
can't remember
mate,
it either.
it is horrendous.
You are on another level when it comes to watching these
It
movies.
is.
mate. You are looking. You're seeing things that we don't.
Well, you know, well, this is, you know,
He's a
that's why
seer.
that's why I'm the host.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the host. So a couple notables, Gina Gershon, who was Coral.
Yeah.
She goes on to become quite a star. Stars in a movie Bound with Meg Tilly, lesbian erotic thriller.
Okay. I missed that.
Sorry,
Worth
what's
a
it
watch.
called? I'm just
Incredibly.
writing it down.
Oh,
What's it called?
It's called Bound. It's
Bound.
well
Bound,
worth a watch.
okay.
She's also in Face Off with Nick Cage.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she plays
Peach.
Nick Cage's either ex-girlfriend or sister, one of those. But Face Off's not bad.
I could
not
eat
bad.
a peach for hours.
You could eat a peach for hours.
Yeah.
And then obviously Uncle Pat, who's Ron Dean, who is a guy that's in a zillion movies
Yeah.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
He's a background character in a zillion movies.
He probably still got paid all right, hey?
He would have definitely got paid already. He'd be getting residual checks. Don't worry about that.
That's
Now-
the dream.
It is the dream. Now, box office, we talked about a possible blockbuster. This is an absolute blockbuster. 170 million on a $20 million budget.
Serious?
So big budget. There's a lot of location shooting, I guess. You're in New York, you're in Jamaica. They're there. They're at those places.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of locations. It's only number 9. Well, depending on where you look, either 7th or 9th in the year for monies. Cruise got paid $3 million to star as this. Now, there's a really interesting YouTube video which shows you the money that Tom Cruise earned for every movie that he starred in. You know, for the Mission Impossible 2, he got paid $100 million.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh.
And effectively, that's what he gets paid really now for just turning up. For any movie, it's like $100 million.
Wow.
He's at that level of wealth.
It's
that,
crazy,
like,
man.
every day you wake up in the morning, you've made like a few million more just
Wow.
from
I'd be interested to see what his percentage is tithing wise to
the
Scientology.
Scientology.
I think it'd be heavy.
I know we're not going to go into the crazy.
We're not going to, but we
But-
can a bit. Dip your toe.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the FBI files to finally come out.
Trumpy better release them.
Oh, I don't care about aliens. I want to know, what does Tom Cruise do really? Because what's going on?
Yeah, it's odd.
Why? Why is he so in deep with Scientology? And why do they love him so much?
What have they
And
got
then-
on him?
Yeah, and what have they got on him? And what is it that he's doing in there that enables him to do the things that he really wants to do? Which is what are the
Take over the world.
yeah, but he's got to be doing some
Mate, he's got
oddness.
he's got a first class ticket on the first spaceship, mate. Don't worry about
Yeah, the old Edward Hubbard
that. Yeah,
mobile.
that's it.
Is it Hubbard?
L. Ron Hubbard
Ron.
can save your life. Superboy takes a plutonium wife. Okay. So opening weekend of 11.8 million. So it was okay. It was okay. Nearly got its budget back. 10.8 weeks in the movies. 1,462
long run.
theaters. Long run. This is back in the days. It was good. Generally around 3 months, 10 to 12 weeks,
Wow.
which just doesn't happen now. It's
No.
10 to 12 days.
Yeah, it's just in and out, eh?
Like I went on the weekend. I took Isabel to see Wicked.
Oh, yeah.
Really enjoyed it. You know, I'm a musical guy, but really enjoyed Wicked. I have seen the musical. Ariana Grande stars as Glinda, the nice witch.
Yeah.
Really good. 2 hours 40, far too long,
Yeah.
but really enjoyed it. And before it rained, when I looked to buy tickets, there were 4 seats in the cinema sold, and it's week 2 for a movie that did 175 million in its first weekend.
Yeah, wow.
Right now, albeit it rained, the cinema was 90% full.
Yep.
But it's hard. The movie industry's hard now.
It's all different, isn't it?
It's got to be hard now.
It's just a different landscape.
Yeah, certainly is. So, look, surprisingly, Cocktail nominated for 4 Razzies
Yeah.
and won 2.
Oh. Yeah.
Should have won 4.
Now it won Worst Picture.
Yeah, that's the gong. That's like the big one, eh?
It is. That's the big one. That's the Golden Razzie. It won Worst Screenplay.
Yeah.
It was nominated for Worst Actor, Tom Cruise.
Wow.
I think that's harsh.
Yeah.
I think it's
I
harsh.
think that's harsh. Nominated for Worst Director, Roger Donaldson.
That's yeah.
I don't think the movie's badly directed. You know what? In the 80s, it was almost like pick on the big star because Sly got nominated and won a lot. Like it was the same old people.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't a huge,
Yeah,
massive
the
hit.
Americans say that they don't have a tall poppy syndrome. They do.
Oh, they do.
Of course.
Not like ours, but they certainly do. They certainly do. Okay, big year 88 for Tom Cruise at the Academy Awards. But the movie was Rain Man.
Yeah.
So it won Best Picture, Best Director, Barry Levinson, Best Actor for Seymour Hoffman, Dustin Hoffman, and Best Screenplay. 88 is a big year for Born to Watch.
Yeah.
We've done Die Hard, Bloodsport, Coming to America, Nico Above the Law, and The Naked Gun, and now Cocktail.
Mm.
I think it's only surpassed by 87, where we've done 9 movies out of 87.
Yeah.
We're a big 80s. We love the
It's
80s.
right in your wheelhouse.
It is. This is 87 to 91, 86 to 91.
Yeah.
That 5 years, probably, 86 to 93. There we go. That's my wheelhouse.
Movies were just different back then, though.
They
as
were
well.
better.
Yeah, they
were
were
better.
They were better.
And there was more of them.
Yeah.
There was more of them. You could get away with doing, we had all those Arnold Schwarzenegger action films, Sly Stallone action films, all those cheaper budget action films.
Yeah.
It was great. Good times.
But and at the same time, you were getting all of this like lower budget release stuff as well.
Yeah.
Like, there was just so much of it. There was like the Toxic Avenger guy.
Yeah, the Troma.
That whole
Troma,
madhouse.
yeah.
Was it
Tromaville. Troma Pictures.
Yeah.
A movie, say for instance, a movie like Big Trouble in Little China doesn't get made today.
Nah.
Or if it does, it goes straight to streaming and no one sees it.
Mm.
And it doesn't get a chance to really become a cult classic.
Yeah.
So it has changed a lot, which is a shame. Streaming has changed a lot of our viewing habits.
Just proves that being able to get things easy isn't a good thing.
No, it's not.
It's actually hasn't worked once on a large scale yet as being a positive thing.
The only place where instant gratification has worked is at the rub and tug.
I'll have to take your word for it.
That's what I've been told. I read an article on it in Playboy.
I still reckon you would walk out with an impending sense of
Doom
and
guilt.
deflation,
And guilt, yeah.
just a general sense of malaise.
Well, you'd feel,
Empty.
in more ways than one. In more ways than one.
Yep.
And having gotten exactly what you wanted.
That's what you went there for.
And
That's what you got. You're still not happy about it.
Nah.
You're going straight home to shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like the guy on Bachelor Party.
And not only that, you'd probably bat off again.
You're thinking about it.
Yeah. Just like, what did I?
Yeah, just to make sure you've gotten rid of all the bad spunk.
Yeah, or just like full-heartedly still chasing a high that you know you're not going to get.
Yeah, the guilt wank.
Yeah.
Which is what it was in the 80s for us teenagers that thought we were the only people on the planet wanking. It's called the guilt years.
Right. Yeah.
Now, like, it's so commonly known that masturbation is legit.
Yeah.
It's a legit pastime.
Yeah.
But back in the 80s and 90s, it was a hidden dark secret.
Yeah. It was.
Like if you got caught wanking, your life was over.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
And
think
Adam and I
kids.
had this-
I don't think kids are putting it on their CV that their hobbies are masturbating.
You'd be surprised.
But it's funny, Adam and I had this
You'd be
discussion.
Surprised.
We had this discussion the other week. He got sent a phishing scam that said that they have caught him masturbating on his camera.
Oh yeah.
And they need to pay them however much money, or else we're going to release it to the public.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I would just say, release it.
Yeah,
Have at it,
absolutely.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And because I think we've got to the point now that if people would look down on you if you haven't been caught wanking,
Yeah.
Like with
Well, I don't know.
OnlyFans and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
I
Do you know what I
that's-
mean?
Yeah, that's what creeps say. Like, like, Your Honor, like,
If the shoe fits.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
The only thing
I think
I'd
it's
be
what
worried
Damo
about.
said.
The only thing I'd be worried about if they did release that would be my facials more than anything.
Yeah, you don't need anyone to see your fuck face.
Yeah, if it's 1 or 2 watches and everyone's over it.
Well, this is it. You just
Yeah,
yesterday's
true,
news.
True.
And in you yesterday's news, you did the fish and chip shop wrapper.
Yeah. I competed in a triathlon yesterday, right?
Well
and,
done.
Thank you very much. And
Humble brag here.
yeah, and I got this pretty poor rig into a triathlon suit.
I saw
right?
it didn't look too bad.
Well, okay, thanks, mate. That's good. See, this is what would happen if I got caught beaten off on the internet. Everyone would be like, "It wasn't that bad."
It wasn't that bad, mate.
But for me,
I
like,
could see some of your penis above your fingers. Yeah.
and it was a cold, wet day
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
and I was very vascular in my arms and all my extremities because of the exertion.
Of course.
So everything drains out of your
You got nothing.
midsection,
Yeah.
right? All that to say that I knew a lot of that footage is going to wind up on the internet. It didn't stop me.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Who cares?
that's right.
1988 hit
Humble brag.
sleeper or dud. Wilbur, you've got the hit for the year. 1988. Hit.
Oh, I had Sleeper.
Yeah, I'd hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got the hit.
Oh,
Adam, what have you got?
I've got the hit.
Yeah, go for it.
And for some stupid reason, I thought it was 986. So I was going to say
yeah.
Ferris Bueller's
I'll tell
Day
you what
Off.
that stupid reason was. I'll tell you what that
Oh.
stupid reason was. I thought it was 1986 is why I called Matt a bastard earlier on the
Because
text
I put 86 in the chat, didn't
Yeah,
I? I thought it was
that initial
Yeah.
that initial thing. Yeah.
Well, you can do you can do
I don't
86
feel-
if you've got 86.
I don't feel as much of a tard as I thought I was going to be, but
Yeah.
that's all good. I quickly realised it was 88, and I picked Colours with Sean Penn.
Good movie.
Sean Penn, Maria Conchita, one
Alonso.
of the BTW favourites, Don Cheadle.
Yep.
Great movie, gritty. It's LA, isn't it? LA in the
Is
bloody
LA,
80s.
yep. Crips
Awesome,
and Bloods.
awesome. Crips and Bloods. Yeah,
Can you sing any of the song?
oh no. What's the
I
song again?
am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking,
Talking.
king of
Oh,
the
yeah.
jungle. I'm a something.
I wish I could-
Colors.
I could-
Colours.
if you
Colours,
do-
colours,
You want to do,
colours, colours,
you want to do
colours.
Captain Planet later? I'm your
Colours.
man, but I can't do this.
Well, it's a great movie, Colors. It's we've
Yep.
been talking about that since day one of Born to Watch.
Yeah,
It'll
okay.
come in 2025.
Sick.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope
Wilbur?
you guys do Boys in the Hood at some stage too.
We
I
will
did
do
say
Boys
that
in
Great
the
earlier.
Hood. I
movie.
watched that not
Great
long
movie.
ago.
Man,
Same.
good movie.
Great movie. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Wilbur, you've got the sleeper.
I do. Yes, I
What
do.
do you got?
Yeah.
1988
Yeah.
sleeper.
Yes, thanks, Tom
Yeah.
Hanks. I'm going with Big
Oh,
as a sleeper.
Good movie.
Yeah, and it was back when Tom Hanks used to be a comedian. He
Yeah.
was actually a comedian,
he was.
and he wasn't so uptight. He wasn't pretentious, and he didn't think he was like Hollywood's grandfather like he does these days.
Yeah.
He was young, and it was a great movie. It was the plot being
Big's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
apart from the fact that she effectively has an affair with a 14-year-old kid.
underage kid, but not unbeknownst to her at the time, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But still,
yeah, Your Honor.
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Well,
It's fun though. Good movie.
yeah, it was
Big
a
is
great movie. Yeah, great premise. Kid just wants to grow up real quick.
Yeah.
All of a sudden gets his wish.
And
Yeah.
realises he doesn't want to grow up.
Yeah, but I just remember as a kid looking at his apartment with all the cool stuff, the
Yeah.
arcade games and the,
Yeah.
and the skatey ramp, and thought, man, that's life.
Yeah.
They just captured it really well.
Yep. Well
The
done.
dance keyboard in the
Yeah,
in the
that's
store.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I've got the dud. Poltergeist 3. Now, I watched Poltergeist, the first one, a few weeks back with my 10-year-old daughter.
You're a star dad.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm a
tell
star
you
dad.
that.
I'm Father of the Year. I'm getting an OAM for
I bet you
service to childhood trauma.
I hope you wind up on the same stage as bloody Kevin Rudd when he gets his.
And me and Kev, we're going to have a beer. But the first one is excellent. The rest of them, all of them are terrible. This stars Tom Skerritt. The only person, there's two people from the original. Carol Ann, the young girl, who she dies not long after this movie, or maybe even during the making of this movie, and also then Tangina, who's the "Your house is now cleansed," the little trolley-looking woman. But it's set in a high-rise building. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Avoid it. Awful. There we go.
I had never considered watching it.
Good. Don't. There's a couple I've said today that you should watch.
Yeah.
This is not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
2 movies you should watch. 1 you should avoid. Question time. Now, there's quite a few questions here.
Mm-hmm.
Is a $50 bet enough money to risk it all?
No.
Oh, God.
What's $50 worth in 1988?
Well, $100 now.
Yeah.
No. No.
It's so dumb.
They had a good thing going. They were just about to crack the big time.
He was falling in love.
Yeah.
And there is no reason that a 50-year-old guy is mocking you and you go, "Oh yeah, well for $50, I'm going to prove I can root her." Wouldn't just wouldn't just getting her to the brink be enough to win the bet?
Yeah. Yeah. Like at that stage, right, you're like, well, she's keen.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out. Give me my 50
Give me my
bucks.
50. Yeah.
So
I
dumb.
don't think, honestly, I don't think at the end of the day it was about the money, though. It was about the egos. So I think
100%.
the money was just part of it. It was just about the egos and them being arrogant tosses, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. So then we slides into this question quite well. Should you be taking advice from a man who is 20 years older than you doing the same job that you're doing that you want out of?
Again, no.
Yeah.
No.
This time around, as a 49-year-old man with vast experience over many jobs and having worked with and for many cockheads, I don't understand why he listens to anything that Coughlin says.
That bloody Aussie charm.
Well, it's the Aussie Ocker. Well, you know, he's a good bloke, Pando, but not in this movie. He's not.
Nah.
Weird.
No. The fact that he kind of let him back in, the naivety. Again,
Oh God!
After he burns him the first time.
Oh,
it should have just been a hard pass. See you later, mate.
Yeah, like go on, jog on.
But do you think? So then, this is just a impromptu. But do you think that Coughlin sought him out? Do you think he went looking for him in Jamaica?
absolutely.
Yeah, I think he did too. Okay. Do you, 1, spend the night with Bonnie? If you're Brian and you're in his quite tight bucket arsey jeans, do you spend the night with Bonnie?
No.
Okay. Adam.
No.
Okay. Do you too knock back Kerry?
That's a tough one. He had been drinking at that stage, yeah?
I don't think Brian is drunk.
Yeah, he's not drunk.
I don't think he's drunk because he drove her home.
Yeah. Look, I am naturally prone to always taking the high road.
Yes.
And a fairly chivalrous human being with a very strong sense of duty.
Yes.
That's just in my DNA.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think actually given that same situation, I probably would hold out.
You'd hold out?
Because he's also in the midst of a crisis point, and he's actually feeling a crisis. Wasn't he? Or had he...
He'd gone back to get a job. He'd kind
of given up, hadn't he? Like, and then he would gone back to him.
He'd gone back for a job?
So...
At the Remy Tray 13 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of like given up and just went, bugger it, maybe I'm just destined for this. Working under this guy.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, nah. Adam?
If it was me, no. But if I was Brian, I would bang that every day of the week. Yes.
I sort of have to agree, but also then I'm thinking that then Coughlin kills himself. She's gone, well, do you expect me to spend the whole life with one man? Go to the funeral. Grieve bang. Grieve bang. There's an opportunity there. There's
The
an
old Will
opportunity there.
Ferrell. The old
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
The old Will Ferrell. I think there's a little opportunity there. Grief
Well.
bang. And you're not cheating on your mate, and you're helping his wife get over it.
Yeah.
Grief bang. Anyway.
Well, yeah, because by that stage he's not cheating on his.
No,
you're right.
no.
That he took care of that himself.
Grief bang. He's not back with Jordan yet.
He's not.
So there's
No,
a small window of opportunity,
Yep.
and it's about
That's a
It's a-
farm gate swinging in the wind.
it is about missed opportunities. Life is about missed opportunities, and when you see that opportunity for a grief bang,
Maybe this was
Go.
inserted in the plot as in like yet another reason he screws up.
yep, missed another
Missed
opportunity.
another mark there. Yeah.
So why is Brian wearing jeans working behind a bar in Jamaica? It's legitimately 50 degrees.
I don't know how you even noticed he was wearing jeans over every one of those banging shirts he was wearing behind that.
How
Oh,
puffy were the
God.
shirts?
I loved every one of them.
Well, you know, there was the Adam before your time, Wilbur, but parachute pants.
Oh,
the
yeah.
MC
The old
Hammers?
MC Hammer.
These
Yeah.
he's wearing parachute shirts.
Yes, he is.
They are billowy.
I'm all about him.
They are billowy.
Yeah.
Rolled up.
I
rolled
reckon
up
that-
sleeves too.
See, it was hard for me to get a parachute shirt because I couldn't find them big enough to billow.
Yeah, right.
But I would have
All
tried,
these-
I reckon.
Yeah.
Just need a parachute.
Yeah, well, that was it. I just went to Spotlight.
Mate,
Give me a moo.
how's he afford those Persol sunglasses like that? They look like they were worth about $3,000. Those sunglasses. They were like the best piece of wardrobe besides the shirts.
Yep.
And I'm like, that he's a struggling bartender. He shouldn't have those sunglasses on. Those things were stunning.
Yeah, no,
Stunning
you're right.
sunglasses.
You're right. Okay. Has the father payoff ever worked? And do you think it happens in real life?
Please expand on that. What do you mean?
So Jordan's dad tries to give him $10,000 to
Oh,
leave his
yeah,
daughter
okay.
alone.
Yeah,
It is such a cliche in
yeah, it
movies,
is.
and I just don't see it ever happening in
Yeah.
real life.
No. If that's you, if that's you in real life, you're just putting your foot through his throat and sending him on his way.
No, if that's in real life, you're taking the 10,000, you're putting it in
Yeah.
the bank, and you're still
Yes.
banging the daughter.
Yes.
Well, again, another
But what
opportunity.
dad offers that some rando dude 10 grand
Yeah.
to go away?
So dumb. So dumb.
It doesn't work on both directions.
No, it doesn't. Adam, this is one especially for you. Could you be a kept man like Brian in New York?
Abso-fucking-lutely. 100%. 100%.
Again, he's
Be
just
the
looking
greatest gig in the world.
he's looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Oh, far out.
Like, all she wants to do is bang him and say, "Just stay at home until I come
And
home
take
and
my
bang you."
coat. Take my coat. I'll take your coat
Oh.
anywhere you want. Do you want me to take it down to the next city? I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Two more, and then we're done. There's a lot of questions. Is the waterfall a legitimate outdoor sex venue? It looks like a tourist trap to me.
Yeah, it does.
It's 11 in the morning,
Yeah.
and they're boning under the waterfall, and she's full naked.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 people in Jamaica at that waterfall.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I thought that exact thing. I'm like, that's a tourist destination.
And he goes back to her place and he goes, "Is that our waterfall that 9 million people visited in 1988?"
How do you breathe? How do you breathe under there when you've got water
Mate, there's
pouring
no-
on you? How
look,
do you?
Okay, so look, I don't want to give too many of my lethargic secrets away,
Here we go.
but
Get your
sex
notepad out.
underwater or sex where there's water involved is not easy.
Yeah.
Move on. Move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He made it look
Very
pretty
easy.
Yeah.
Very easy.
She made it look easy.
Oh yeah, and it's hard for her. She's the one who's struggling.
Knowing what you know about your vast experience with
Lethargic.
water,
Lethargic.
your lethargic pursuits.
Yes,
Elizabeth Shue says, "Go, let's go on that waterfall."
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, you would. You would. You'd give it a college try, wouldn't you?
For
You're
sure.
like, it hasn't worked yet, but I'm willing to go
I'll
again.
give it a go. Already the math in my head's going, no, 2 + 2 = 7, darling. This isn't going to work. But anyway, let's give it a crack.
If any listeners out there are really good with graphics, can we superimpose Matt White in the water when Elizabeth Shue jumps up and flashes him? Just Matt's ample shoulders out of the water with that stupid gritting head.
Stop it.
Be like a majestic orca.
I just want to and Elizabeth Shue's just like, "Hey, big boy!" You're like, "Get down here, girl."
Stop it. I'm starting to get a little bit more
hard.
Okay, last question. If Tom Cruise was a barman in the 80s, how many women would he put away each week?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, let's start at like a mathematical 5 because we know it isn't staying there, right?
Yes.
He's capable of multiples a night.
Yes.
He's capable.
Yeah. I reckon he'd be doing one at work.
Uh-huh.
He'd be like taking a 10-minute break, putting one away.
Yeah.
And then one at night, and then one as he leaves.
Yeah.
So I reckon there's a minimum of 2 per day.
Yeah.
If he's working 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And he's probably got a couple birds lined up on the weekend.
He'd be the most relaxed human being.
Yeah.
In New York.
Yeah.
He'd just be.
It sounds exhausting.
Does sound exhausting.
Yeah,
he'd give it a crack for a couple months.
He'd be so zen about everything, though, wouldn't you? You'd be like, "No, it doesn't matter."
Yeah.
What do you want? Martini? All right.
Whatever, bro.
I'll get you martini.
So, heaps. All right. Yep. Good one. Born to watch only fans. Now, Johnny Bull reached out this week, and I got a little back and forth from him, which I think I found funny. I hope you guys do as well. So, just to preface this, the Born to Watch T-shirt, the Stan Bush Kick-Ass credit set list, which has got the songs on the back, Born to Watch logo on the front. Available if you want to purchase one, people. Just let me know. We're about to do a run.
I'm excited for that.
Johnny Bull owns one. He was the first person to buy one. Hey, I was at Pearl Jam on Saturday night. They played Black and Rearview Mirror. The concert was amazing.
Wankers, fucking wankers, Pearl Jammer.
Yeah. So, hey, I was at Pearl Jam on Saturday night, and I got hit up by a drunk Stan Bush fan wondering about the Kick-Ass set list on his shirt. He said it was funny as fuck. He started rattling off about 15 Stan Bush songs, and I said, yeah, but his best is You've Got a Mullet. He looked at me. He looked at me like I had a shit on my forehead. Billy Boy, who is Johnny's son, was cracking up beside him. He then told him about the podcast and said, "Get on it." So maybe we've got a drunk Pearl Jam fan.
Wow.
I've got to say, Johnny Bull, you are our walking billboard. We are going to have to get business cards made for you, and for when you go out.
You should just be sending him shirts.
Yeah, we can look. There might be something coming for Christmas.
You should be buying him, getting some Gage Road Brewing.
Beer. Absolutely. Quality beer. And good segue there, Adam, because it is the good, the bad, and the ugly, proudly brought to you by our friends at Gage Roads Brew Company. I know Morgs and Gow are big on the single fins. Gow's a huge Hazy Az fan. Damo likes the non-alcoholic Yeah Boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Just so he feels like he's drinking like a man.
Yep.
But not really drinking.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's what happens when you dance for a living.
Yeah, he's got to look after that
temple. He's the body is a temple.
And he's looking after it.
So we've got to start with the good. We'll shoot over the Tasman. Adam, what have you got for the good?
Yeah, so obviously Elizabeth Shue was the standout in terms of the acting side of things. We've talked on that. The soundtrack, we haven't even mentioned "Addicted to Love," Robert Palmer.
What mate, I've got it in here.
Song.
Yeah,
great song, great video clip, and again, a few tissues with that video clip. I would have thought. At the start of the movie, "Wild Again," you couldn't get a more 80s sounding song than "Wild Again."
Oh, it's a great song. Wild again. I see your eyes in the mirror.
Love it. Even though I still don't understand that first scene, but anyway, I got Mr. Mooney defending his daughter. When you've got daughters, there's nothing like seeing a bloke defend their daughter, and I love that. And I don't think the money thing would work for anyway. But
have you ever had to pay like $350 New Zealand dollars to anyone to leave your daughter alone?
No, I haven't. But I would have tried. I probably would have tried. Or I just would have kicked him in
I'll
the
give you a
nuts.
free insurance premium. I'll give you a free insurance premium if you leave my daughter alone.
Oh, far out. Anyway, the last one I had, because there's not many, is, and it's not like the good that we know. It's how good is Tom Cruise learning how to flair in about 60 seconds, like learn how to throw shit round. I worked in a bar in London and they did a bit of flaring, and I was just there going, just serve the fucking drink, you muppet. Just stop throwing shit round. But that's in my bad as well. So anyway, he was very good at learning how to flare.
He's a quick learner. He's a quick learner.
Yeah. That's me. Good, done.
Excellent. Wilbur, what do you got for good?
I've mentioned a lot of the things already, like Tom Cruise's shirt. Brian Flanagan's shirts are incredible.
Incredible shirts.
Love them. I really like Brian. I like them. They're good to me. I like Bryan Brown's rough charisma in the movie. I thought that was great, even though he's a dickhead. But the thing that takes the cake for me as good in this movie was Elizabeth Shue's judo trip on Tom on the beach, and absolutely nails him.
Yes, he hits hard, man.
He just slams.
Man, he's winded.
Yeah.
I reckon that is, they flipped him, they've hit the ground, he's gone, cut!
Yeah.
And then he sat there for 5 minutes, and then they've gone, righto, let's just get it from the ground.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that. I sat up in my chair, just went, yeah.
Well, she dated the Karate Kid, man.
Yeah, she knew what
she knows some
doing,
moves.
Man.
I'm surprised she didn't crane kick
Not
his
only
ass.
she date bloody Danny, whatever he's...
Danny Zuko.
Was it Danny Zuko?
No, that's Grease. Danny
Grease,
LaRusso.
Danny LaRusso.
Yeah.
She was also hanging around with the Cobra Kai kids before Danny LaRusso.
Oh, yeah, no, she knew both sides.
She was handy.
She loved it.
Very handy.
She loved it.
Yeah, anyway, I liked it.
Yeah, good. Okay, I'm with you, Strangles, the soundtrack. As much as we've bagged Coughlin, I didn't like, even though Coughlin's law were all bullshit, all these laws were bullshit, I did like him spruiking them.
I've got them written here.
Yeah.
I've got them all written.
So I think I think the first night behind the bar, Tom Cruise just fucking it up, and it's got probably my favorite quote in the whole movie is the which I'm not going to say for quotables.
Okay,
it's going to be, you're offering me a job, but the waitresses hate me. You wait till you're giving them crabs, then you'll know hatred.
God,
that was my favorite line in the whole movie.
Yeah,
so you'd crushed it, Brian.
Yeah.
Well done. I could really resonate with sitting in a classroom and not having a clue.
Yeah,
and not having a clue what the teacher's saying. I've been in many classrooms where I have just sat there and it sounded sounds like gibberish. Yeah. Sounds like gibberish. I'm like, nah. Biology springs to mind.
Okay.
And there's a few times when I've sat in there and known I'm way out of my depth.
Yeah.
It's very scary. I thought that was really well depicted. Addicted to Love, incredible song. Robert Palmer, incredible.
Gun.
Incredible, a great film clip. A legend, great voice. Just awesome. I like that this was back when we could actually stomach Tom Cruise having sex on screen.
I almost couldn't.
Yeah. He's a funny kisser.
Yeah.
There's something about his kissing.
Yeah, they had this run. It was in Days of Thunder as well.
Yeah.
And you're like, do we need to just be panned in on this? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, there are a lot of tight shots. But he doesn't have many sex scenes like after this. Like, there's Eyes Wide Shut, but that's with his wife.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. It's almost like we don't want to see him.
Yeah, the focus groups must have been like, yeah, I think we've done a.
And finally, Bryan Brown's handwriting for his suicide note is amazing.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
It's like calligraphy. And I've got here, everyone has incredible handwriting in movies.
Yeah.
My handwriting, since I barely use pen or pencil anymore, is like a doctor's.
Yeah.
I had to take notes at a meeting today, and I went back over them today. I can't read them. I can't read them. It's only it's like it's Japanese, and I've got to decipher and think, what would have I written here?
Unreal.
And his handwriting, go back. It's worth going back and looking at the note. It is beautiful handwriting.
Yeah.
It is not the hand of a cynic. It is beautiful handwriting.
It's like
It's obviously a women's handwriting. It's obviously a women's handwriting.
It must be. It can't be a man's handwriting. Definitely not Coughlin's handwriting. Anyway, okay, bad. Wilbur.
All right. College professors.
I've got that. Smug.
Same. So do
Smug.
I.
Quits.
Smug.
Just absolute.
Isn't he a dick, that guy? And it's so good when he just when Brian just
puts
rips
him,
into him.
Yeah.
So good.
But just exactly what everyone else is thinking.
But just degrading other students in front of other students for their ideas, get fucked, mate. Seriously. Get a real job, like he said in the end, right?
Yeah, you can't hack it in the real world. That's why you're hiding up in here.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was good. Yep. And that's going back to good real quick. There was a lot of very quick wit responses from Brian Flanagan that I thought was great. Like he was very quick on the fly, man.
Tom Cruise's timing is impeccable.
Yeah.
Like he's a great actor.
Yeah.
Like he really is. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take everyone's because I'm first cab off the ranking.
Go for it.
Friggin' dancing bartenders. Just make, like you said, just make the drink. Nobody cares. It's taken, like, they're not making money while they're dancing.
No.
It's stupid.
If I'm the manager, I'm saying pour the drinks, fuckwits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Cut
care.
it out.
I don't care.
Oh.
And if
You know what's
you're in
even-
a bar if you're in a bar that's 10 deep
Mm.
and you're the 10th guy, you're hurling abuse.
Oh, yeah.
I'm throwing ice at them.
100%.
Yeah. I'm saving
Yelling.
my ice from my empty drink and I'm throwing it at the bartenders.
Yep. On that, our nightclub built on the premise of poetry.
Oh, mate.
I've got
the
that
yuppie
too.
poet. Oh, you're going to take everyone.
I know.
Anyway, it's him. But not only that, then he picks it up and runs with it.
It's
Just-
revolting.
What? Where? In what universe?
I'm leaving that club.
100%
The minute the yuppie poet starts,
Everyone's like,
It's such-
we're going to get a poem. How
oh my
exciting. You're like,
again,
what?
he's not getting ice. He's getting the glass.
Yeah.
The yuppie poet's going to the emergency with 17 stitches in his head.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you try and bloody throw a poem down in Manly Corso.
No.
See what happens.
Mate, here on the Goldie, he'd be
Yeah.
beaten to
Burley
death.
Pavilion sitting up on your table.
He'd be beaten to death
Someone
and
will
then
kneecap you.
tied to the back of a motorbike and dragged for a kilometre.
Yeah, that's right. Witchcraft.
Couldn't
Burn
say
at the
better
stake.
myself.
I'm going to leave a few more for you guys. I'm sure you got others.
Okay, Strangles.
Yeah, I was going to say the way they bartend, you'd never get a drink. I mean, no, everyone's sober as a judge in those bars and nightclubs. Tom Cruise's hair, like it was like a duck's mullet at the back, and it was
Good. It was good hair.
It
I
was
had
such an 80s hair.
I had the free fro at the front.
Bouffant.
Yeah.
and
like
I
this
am, yeah, and I am going to say the outfits, the baggy shirts with the ties, the rolled up, the shoulder pads on the women on their, seriously, the 80s fashion. And don't get me wrong, I am no fashionista by any stretch of the imagination, but the 80s sucked dog's balls.
The 80s had a lot of good things, but it had a lot of bad things.
Yeah, they did.
I don't mind the puffy shirt.
Nah, like, you know.
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
Like out of
there's
Seinfeld.
flowiness to it. Exactly. Everything looked like a curtain back in the 80s.
It did. Anything else, Strangles?
Nah, that's all.
Okay,
Good.
self-help books.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've all read them.
terrible.
We have. I think the only one I've read from start to finish was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki.
Kiyosaki. Now
Let's go.
that was it
I'm
for
about,
me.
I'm about to
Rubbish.
hand that to my son.
That was it for me, and I'm like,
because my dad did it to me. So
I'm out. I'm out on all self-help books now. I'm done. All right, I've read that, and now I refuse to listen to your wanky bullshit.
Mate, as
It
long
made
as you
me
work
not
out
want to
what-
become rich.
What's the difference between an asset and a liability? Come on, let's go.
Don't make me uncomfortable on the couch like you're the teacher. But so self-help books, no thank you. Uncle Pat, what a fucking tight ass.
I know.
Like, seriously, mate. seriously. Stealing the money off your bar fly at the end of the bar.
How miserable is that guy on the end?
And
of the
not
bar,
only that, did anyone notice the pickled eggs at the end of the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the
And they were
Simpsons.
full. The jar was full. No one, mate. If you're eating a pickled egg from the bar, right? You've got to have 20 beers before you contemplate it. Secondly, you would not know whether you have like the worst stomach bug or a hangover the next 5 days. I reckon you'd shit for a month.
Oh no, it'd be life altering. No, it'd be a life altering dose of like Giardia hung up in there,
mate. And not only that, like people's hands would get, mate. There's
Yeah.
so many things
It'd
wrong.
change your life.
Oh,
That
God.
jar of pickled eggs.
Just when you thought like eating a boiled egg and farting was bad, you haven't eaten a pickled egg from a fucking Queen's pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Bad bloody Coughlin's red eyes, mate, with the raw egg cracking in there.
Terrible tomato juice. Beer,
Yuck.
egg.
What an
Mate,
animal.
Nah. No,
Have you
thanks.
guys
I've
ever
got red eyes
seen
and
pickled?
ugly.
Have you ever seen pickled eggs in a pub before? You guys?
No.
No.
No, neither. I haven't even
Do
seen
you know
it in
that
London.
do you know that even the worst thing that you can do in a pub is eat the nuts out of the bowl?
Yeah, right.
They are the
Germs,
hive of disease.
Yeah.
Right? That's next level pickled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, you can have that.
You don't reckon the vinegar kills a lot of the bacteria?
Not the bacteria that's in the pub in Queens.
How much had that bloke at the end of the bar just given up on life, eh?
He'd been there
Oh,
for
yeah.
40 years in that same
Yeah.
spot.
You can literally steal money off him, and he
Yeah.
goes, no.
Yeah. They
that's
renovated that pub in 64.
Yeah.
And they renovated around him.
Yeah, they
He
did.
never left that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miserable old codger.
I'd laughed already about Tom Cruise wearing jeans, but God, he looks bad in shorts.
Yeah.
He is a bad short wearer. He's got weird legs and he rolls his shorts up. And there's one point where he's wearing sports shorts with one of his billowy short sleeve tie-dye shirts.
Yeah.
He's a bad short wearer. It's like when you see golfers wear shorts for the first time, pro golfers, when they've always been wearing pants.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's why you wear long pants.
And they still insist on tucking their thing in and all. They just
Yeah.
look like a preppy
Nah.
dickhead.
You-
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is a bad short wearer.
Yeah.
Brian is dumb. Why would he care what Doug thinks? That's the whole thing I thought about the whole movie was, why do you care what this old bloke thinks so much? Tom Cruise is old enough in this movie to not care what other people think.
Yeah, he's just been through the military too.
Yeah.
Like he's been conditioned to know what like a life of discipline
Yeah.
looks like, right?
Wanker New York artists. Come on, heel boy.
Oh,
When he said that, I wanted to punch the screen.
yeah, heel boy.
And
Are you serious?
And the fact that Brian lets him punch him first, as soon as that guy says heel boy to me, he is dead. There's
Yeah.
a flurry of punches,
Yeah.
and then I'm getting his statue,
Yeah,
and I'm jamming it up his bumhole.
yeah, 100%. The guy's getting tetanus from it too.
Yeah.
Does it look rusty?
It was rusty. That's about it. Ugly, Wilbur.
Yeah, okay. Ugly.
There's a list
Covered
here.
it pretty good. Man. Yeah, okay, I've only got one.
But sorry,
I've
can I just
only
stop you there, Wilbur? Can I just stop you?
Yeah.
From here, it
Yeah.
looks like you're wearing an X-wing Falcon helmet.
Sick.
From what I can see, I just know it looks awesome with the headgear in it.
right.
Anyway, I just thought I had to
It's
mention that.
just a cat, but yeah, I'm glad that you see an X-wing Falcon helmet. There's probably one up there actually. I could throw on.
It's not called an X-wing Falcon, you fucking heathen. It's just called
whatever
an
it
X-wing.
X-wing.
Oh,
And a
just an
Millennium
X-wing.
Falcon and an
A Millennium.
X-wing.
Well,
What about
didn't you hear
TIE
about the
Fighter?
hybrid?
I'd rather a
when they
TIE
had
Fighter
sex?
helmet. Anyway,
Stop.
all right, ugly.
Yes.
Cutting your own throat to end it.
Ugh.
It's hard. It's a hard way to do it. It's a hard way
How?
to do it.
How do you do it?
It's a hard
How?
way to do it.
It's gnarly, dude.
It
And
would
then
have to be the
uh,
sharpest of knives.
The only thing I can I thought initially, I'm like, what an idiot! He's dropped his Louis, whatever they call it,
Louis 13.
the Louis 13 cognac, smashed, and he's fallen on it. He's passed out on it. and that's how he's died. I didn't even consider that the guy smashed it on purpose and taken a shard to his own throat.
Yeah.
What an animal.
That's you are so drunk to do that.
The level of self-disdain.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's full on.
It's ugly as.
Yeah, it was a full on suicide.
Yeah. And
Full on.
Chekhov's cognac bottle.
Yeah, of
too,
course.
mate.
Of course.
Yeah, gnarly.
Yeah.
I
full
mean,
on.
you're on a boat. Just get drunk and go for a swim.
Yeah,
That'll take care of it.
Go and find
It's
Natalie
way-
Wood.
It's way more dignified.
Go and find Natalie Wood.
Go and Jeff Buckley yourself.
Yeah, there you go. That was on the Mississippi though.
No matter.
Yeah.
Still drunk.
It's a
went
hell
for
of a
swim.
current. It's a hell of a current.
Oh yeah, Jeff had a lot more up against him.
He did. Hell of a current.
It was
Instead
a
of
bit more of a foregone conclusion with him, but
it was. He really wanted to. He really wanted out.
Yeah.
Anything else? No.
no, that's it. That's all I got for ugly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Adam.
It's not going to be as gnarly as that, but just cutting in on a friend's girlfriend. I mean,
Yeah, I've
it's
got
just-
that. It's the worst for
it's
$50,
just-
mate,
What a wanker! Just
to prove a point.
seriously, yeah, that was just ugly for me.
I've got red eyes. Filthy.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah,
I've got the mate thing. Okay. First, I've already mentioned it, but why is a heavily pregnant woman in a smoky bar? Okay,
because
I'm
it's
sorry.
the '80s.
One of those things that ages a movie instantly. Hey?
Yeah, I was like, sorry, no, go home, Jordan. You got twins in your belly, and you're there, and there's 500 people smoking.
It's just a miasma
Yeah.
through this bar.
Cocktails, dreams, and deformed babies. Is
Yeah,
what the
that's
movie
right.
should be called.
Yeah.
But they were eating salami in the '80s too when they were pregnant. Now they're not allowed to.
Oh God! Oh God! Okay, now ugly. The ugliest line reading in the history of cinema belongs to Kelly Lynch.
Can we get this one up on the old Instagram stories?
We will get it up on the
Please?
Instagram
I need
stories.
to see a reference pretty quick.
So they meet the first time at Jamaica, and Pocahontas has come off the street, and then they go out clubbing.
Yeah.
Kelly Lynch says, "I've never seen a club with such intense dance vibes."
Oh,
Oh,
I did
my
notice that.
God,
It was the worst written line.
Mate, I stopped and was like, "That'll do me."
I actually got. I actually had to adjust myself in my chair. I felt so uncomfortable.
It is so badly. It
Oh.
is so badly read. It is so badly written. It's just awful. I've never seen a club with such intense dance vibes.
That's the sort of thing someone says to you when you're 16 or 18, you're at the club, and someone
Fuck
says something
me.
like that to you, and you never forget it for the rest of your life.
That has scarred me.
I've never been to a-
Anytime I go to the pub now,
I've never been to a club with such intense dance vibes.
every time I go to a pub now, I'm just gonna turn to the person next to me and go, "I've never been to a pub with such intense dance vibes."
Can you get a Born to Watch shirt that says dance vibes?
No, I'm gonna have the quote on there. I've never seen a club with such intense
dance
dance vibes.
vibes with like Tom Cruise and
Coughlin.
the Sonnies.
Coughlin.
Ah.
Kerry
Now,
Coughlin,
Whitey.
1988.
So
now Whitey,
Yeah.
you know I like the odd dance club still to this day. At my
Yeah, you
age.
do.
I laughed out loud and could not stop laughing when
Yeah.
she said
Well,
that.
there you go.
It was
there you go.
hilarious. Hilarious.
I
Oh.
you didn't think you'd know what the line was, and as soon as I said it, you
Yeah.
both know.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
that was so bad.
Horrendous.
There's
Oh.
definitely a dance vibes and a Dimmy Cockburn mashup shirt somewhere.
There definitely is. There
Yeah.
definitely is. It would be a picture with Damo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've never seen
I've
a
never
club.
never seen a guy with such intense
dance
dance vibes.
the Dimmy Cockburn.
Okay.
Dimmy Cockburn on the shirt.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Kelly Lynch.
Whitey's quick fire, golden ticket, scene or scenes are passed into pop culture. Anything.
Mm.
Kokomo.
Yeah, Kokomo. Like the 5 seconds of Kokomo.
Yeah.
Of the beach pan over shot, and
That's
that
it.
was
It's 5 seconds. That's it.
and you're like, it's stuck with you. That's
Yeah.
how frigging good the Beach Boys were, man.
I love the Beach Boys still.
Far out. Written by the mamas and papas.
Oh,
guys.
Yeah.
there we go. Off the Florida Keys.
Mm.
Anything strangles? Anything pop culture?
Nah, I agree.
No, I think there's not much else in there. Pig face lick outs for the biggest dick character. I think this is pretty easy.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm going to leave the obvious one,
Yep.
and
Well,
I'm going to go with his uncle.
Uncle Pat.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's Coughlin.
Yes.
Has to be.
Yeah.
But if we're leaving him, I'm happy with Uncle Pat.
Yeah, he's just a miserable dude.
What about
man.
Bonnie?
Oh yeah, yeah, she is.
What about Bonnie? She's a real snobby mole.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Just wants to be with the coolest person
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah.
And will just whore herself out.
Yeah. And she did that. Strangles, anyone?
Yeah, look, apart from Elizabeth Shue, you could have said all of them for me. They're all
They're all
characters I couldn't really relate to and thought were dicks. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. The Olivia Newton-John Sandy cartwheel bad athletic prowess.
Oh, I was thinking about this one, and like the only display of athleticism in the entire movie was people throwing punches.
Yeah, I've got something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Okay, Adam,
I'm
anything?
going to see if I can come up with it before you say it.
Yeah, I think everyone at the time thought the flaring was really, really skillful. But when you actually watch it back, you go, they didn't really do that much.
No.
So anyway.
What
that's
was Tom's run down the beach to the drunk girl on the beach like?
Oh, no, it's good. The run's fine.
He's an okay runner.
He's a good runner.
He's a good movie
He's a good
runner.
runner.
Him and Mel Gibson, top 2 movie runners.
Yeah.
Good
top
leg
two.
speed.
It's a photo finish.
Yeah, okay.
That's $50 you owe me. The basketball shooting. It is definitely not him shooting the basketball, and it's a one hand. He doesn't have the second
He's
hand
playing
up.
netball, and
It's
his
a
feet are too
netball
close together.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And he's wearing shorts again.
Terrible shorts.
And
he's got a bit of a dumpy ass.
He does.
He's got a bit of a dumpy ass.
A das.
There we go. Aliens.
Hey,
yes.
just quickly.
Yes.
What's with the 1980s and the obsession with terry toweling grey sweats?
That
With
was your bog
every-
standard.
With every
That was your bog standard.
workout
Grey
scene.
marl.
Grey
Grey marl, the
marl.
colour is called. And it's from
Everywhere.
Rocky. It's from Rocky.
Grease.
Yep.
on
I
the
loved
thing.
it. That was the go-to.
It
was
was like,
left. It must have been leftover material.
and it was just like, oh, we've got athletics. We need to put them in that so everyone knows they're doing it.
And none of that. And everyone knows when you're sweating because it shows all your sweat.
Yeah.
You don't see
People would-
sweating movies these days.
No, you don't.
People breakdanced in it too.
Of course, you'd know
They
that.
did. Yeah, they did. And also, yeah, and the guy in the Goonies doing his with the spring.
Yeah,
Remember
Josh
this-
Brolin.
Yeah,
Josh
Brolin
Brolin.
with his spring
Yeah,
bench
yeah.
presses, and he got tied up.
And he got tied up by the springs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Aliens Robot Sentry for the extra scene in the director's cut. Do we need any extra scenes in this movie? I've got one.
Yeah, same.
Go.
And it was just from that trailer.
Yes.
I wanted to see the fight they had on the boat at the
Before
end.
he necks himself.
Yes,
Which is would have actually given more weight to the suicide.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to watch the trailer because you're not going to know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Please
Yeah.
watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. In the movies.
In the movie.
Buy a ticket to the movies.
In the movie.
It's a trailer for a movie.
For a drinks at the movie.
Buy popcorn at the movie.
Jamaica at the movie. He was singing lines that had nothing to do with the movies.
No.
I'm living in New York at the movies.
This isn't risky business. It's a movie. Okay. Adam, you got any extra scenes?
Yeah, absolutely. Elizabeth Shue just in the shower for about 5 minutes, just turning around.
Well, I reckon my one is I'd like to see the reverse angle of the waterfall scene.
Yeah, even if it was a drone shot from pan back out a little bit.
I need to see some heft.
Yeah.
I
There
need
was
to.
side boob.
There
We
was
could
side
definitely-
back.
You can get.
Backside boob.
Oh, you reckon like?
Yeah,
like
that's what we got.
last-
We got backside boob,
Yeah, okay.
which was as a
not
13-year-old was
legit
enough.
side boob. It was like the lower 10th percentile backside boob.
Backside boob.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Did you see the top of the butt crack?
Yeah, I think you do.
Yeah, it's another one for Dimmy's column.
We'll get him to do it in.
He's gonna
maybe-
have to break it down.
he's gonna have to
in
break it down.
Columns. Put it in a
Yeah.
spreadsheet for us, Dimmy.
Okay, the Brad Pitt person you'd like to lie down with, Adam.
Oh, Elizabeth Shue, without a doubt.
Oh, okay.
It depends on the mood I'm in, man, because sometimes I'm a Kelly look.
Okay.
Depends on the mood.
Sometimes I want one of them Kelly Lynch types, and another time I want one of them.
Okay, so here's how I've broken it down. Here's how I've broken it down.
That's
If I've got a
brilliant.
week, if I've got a week, Kelly Lynch, 100% of the time.
Okay,
If it's for a lifetime,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Shue.
mate, if you had If you just had a week and it was Elizabeth Shue, you're not going to be complaining.
No, but come on, I'm not. Please,
If
that's
you
obvious.
could choose
Look,
between-
generally, I just go three-way.
Okay, no.
Generally, in this instance,
no,
I go it's a
actually,
three-way
I'll pose the scenario to you. Okay, I pose the scenario to you.
scenario. Me.
You're at the club, right?
Yep.
These
With
two
dance
girls.
vibes.
These two girls are walking towards you.
Yep.
One of them steps in front of the other one and goes, "I've never been at a club. It's such tense dance vibes." Who are you choosing then?
Kelly Lynch.
You're
And saying
a
don't
man whore.
and saying
You
don't
got-
talk.
You got no scruples, mate.
Okay, we got any lookalikes or morgues alikes?
Oh man, I don't know any of your
Brian
friends.
Brown.
Okay,
But
so
Brian Brown.
morgues alike. At the start of the Jamaica scene at the bar, there's a very first time a guy in a yellow shirt walks up to the
I
bar.
found a Morgs alike right here.
Yeah, That's my
Puppy
morgues
dog.
alike. Yeah. Ollie, rock
Hello,
off.
Morgs. Hello, Dan on the land. Yeah.
Okay, that's the only one. Anyone else got anything else?
No.
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 Okay, very good. Listen to this. No Snorbs report today. So we're flying straight into it. Strangles, anything for listen to this?
Yeah, you touched on it. It was semi-autobiographical, if I can get the word out at
Well done.
whatever time it is here.
I think I know what you mean.
And it was the novelist was Hayward Gould.
Yep, he's a
but he
screenwriter as
based-
well, yeah?
Yeah, and he was and they based it on a composite of the bartenders, as you said. And I'll quote, Brian Flanagan was actually supposed to be, and I'll quote from the book, 38-year-old weirdo in a field jacket with greasy graying hair hanging over his collar.
Travis Bickle. Sounds like Travis Bickle from Taxi
Okay.
Driver.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And again, I think you touched on this. Kokomo was performed by the Beach Boys, but actually written by John Phillips from Mamas and the Papas. I think Will had already mentioned that. Yeah. So that's me.
Yep. Wilbur?
A bottle of Louis XIII these days will cost you about $3,000.
It's actually more.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
So in 2024,
I've given bad. You've done
no,
yeah,
in
right.
2020, that was in 2020. In 2024, 5,600.
Get lost, really.
$5,600.
There you go.
Crazy.
Inflation's gone crazy in the last 4 years. Hasn't it?
Crazy.
You know what that is? That's just an indictment on the inflation for the last 4 years.
So just on it is indictment, but it takes a minimum of 70 years to age it.
Damn.
And that's not counting the 200 years it takes for the oak trees to grow large enough to make the casks.
Damn.
It's a 200-year process.
Started back when we were colonializing
Yeah.
this country.
That's it.
Crazy.
Yep.
What else have I got? I've got a big one. I'm sure everyone already knows about this, but Tom Cruise saved Elizabeth Shue's life on the set. She's stupidly decided she wanted to run into the helicopter rotors on that. They were using a helicopter on the horse scene where they're
Yes.
on the beach, and then they were running. And the director had his little monitor, but it was in the seat on the helicopter, and so they would run over and check the shots, and then reset if they wanted to or get notes. Anyway, they just done another shot. Director's like, it was a great shot, stoked, and so Kelly got excited. I mean, bloody Elizabeth Shue got excited and took off towards the back of the helicopter, and Tom Cruise, out of nowhere, just jumps and fully tackles her, grabs her by like ankle taps her and like slams her on the ground, and just like, and then she realized what she was doing when he pointed out there's a rotor 3 feet that way in front of your face.
Yeah.
She was about to decapitate herself. So that was a very close call.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Scary.
that's yeah, that's about it really.
How do you reckon she paid him back?
Uh,
Just leave that one hanging there
Yeah.
for a bit.
is she a Scientologist as well?
Yeah, maybe. He was married to Mimi Rogers at the time. And they were having marital issues, which Tom seems to have.
Yeah. When is he not?
Keanu Reeves, John Travolta, Rob Lowe, Tom Hanks, Steve Guttenberg, Bill Murray, Jeff Bridges, Michael Keaton, and Matthew Broderick were considered for the role of Brian.
You're right.
Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Ali Sheedy, Jodie Foster, Daryl Hannah, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Jennifer Jason Leigh were considered for the role of Jordan, and Molly Ringwald turned it down.
Yeah, right.
Not as big a Jordan fan if it's Molly Ringwald.
Nah. I think they got the right one.
I agree, 100%. You can't imagine anyone else in any of the roles of this movie, to be honest. But Paul Newman was the studio's original choice for Doug,
Yeah.
and it was to reunite Tom Cruise after The Color of Money.
Hmm.
The success of that. Jack Nicholson, Dustin Hoffman, Michael Caine,
Michael Caine.
Dudley Moore.
Michael Caine would have given some good
Fucking
Coughlin's rules. Did you
Dudley
know?
fucking Moore. If you get caught between the moon and New York City. Harrison Ford, Sam Neill, Joe Pesci, Robin Williams,
Oh, that
Paul
would have been a different
Hogan.
one.
Tommy Lee Jones for Doug.
Paul Hogan could have done it.
Only
wouldn't have
because
been
it's
as
the
good.
Aussie accent.
It wouldn't
I
have
think
been
Bryan
as good.
Brown is the one.
Robin
But to
Williams
be
would have been
fair,
good as
to be fair, they're all just the stars of the time.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them.
Exactly. The film is listed among the 100 most enjoyably bad movies ever made.
Yeah.
Enjoyably bad, yeah.
Yeah. So the ingredients for Coughlin's Red Eye: 1 ounce of vodka, 6 ounces of tomato juice. I don't know how much that is. Topped off with a beer and an egg. Fucking bad.
I love
mate.
a Bloody Mary, but not with beer
No.
and egg in it.
No.
That would have been nasty.
Yep. Now that's it. Quotables. Anyone got anything for quotables?
Not really. I don't.
No.
Sorry.
I liked Bonnie. Please, I don't want it to end this way. Jesus, everything ends badly. Otherwise, it wouldn't end.
Mm.
That's actually
Oh,
really quite professorial.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a poignant line.
Because why would it end?
Mm.
I also love this one. You see, there are two kinds of people in the world: the workers and the hustlers. The hustlers never work, and the workers never hustle.
Yeah.
He said a couple of
did,
good things.
yeah.
He said a couple of good things.
You're right. He did. I
Yeah.
just didn't write any down.
And I loved when he's being interviewed and Brian goes, "I'm willing to start at the bottom," and the interview goes, "You're aiming too high."
Yeah. I do remember that one. That was quite
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have one though. I've got one quotable.
Don't do the dance vibes. Don't do the dance vibes.
I've never been to a club with such intense dance vibes.
Oh,
So
God. You do it better than her.
Yeah.
You do it better than her.
whatever
You don't
it is.
wear a thong as well as her, but
Oh,
you do
mate, you
read
haven't-
lines.
You don't know that.
I can tell. I can tell. The other thing I like the suicide note. Coughlin's law: bury the dead; they stink up the joint. As for the rest of Coughlin's laws, ignore them. The guy was always full of shit.
Yeah.
But I guess you already knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. He was like illustrating it how he was kind of shit at everything, even down to the red eye.
Yeah.
Like, it's
He's
not a
shit.
good drink, dude.
Terrible drink.
You know, he was.
Terrible.
It was like he was projecting it all. It was like two-sided the whole time. You know, he was
Terrible
saying
drink.
one thing but displaying the other. Mm.
I couldn't find a 1 degree of Kurt Russell.
Yeah, no, same in Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise, Kurt Russell, Vanilla Sky.
Oh God, well done.
So good.
Yeah, there we go. Vanilla Sky, you're all over it, Strangles. Film school for F-wits. I've got with an ode to one of the great movie soundtracks. I've got a couple in no order, 5 really good movie soundtracks, and then a couple of the songs that have made it so. And in no order this is, but number 1, Purple Rain,
Oh,
84, Prince. What are your thoughts on Adam hates Prince?
I
Do ya?
hate Punts. I hate Punts. That's what I call him. Awful. Awful little man.
You're intimidated. You're intimidated by his masculinity.
Yeah,
Is that what
definitely.
By his high heels.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was definitely toxic.
But obviously from the movie, which is a hard watch,
Yeah.
apart from the performative parts of the film.
Mm.
But Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, 3 huge songs of the 80s.
Yeah.
3 huge songs of the 80s. Number 2, you'll probably love this one, Strangles. Saturday Night Fever, 1977. Bee Gees, Disco, incredible. John Travolta, Staying Alive, Night Fever, How Deep Is Your Love? One of the great ballads.
Yeah, it's a good song.
And You Should Be Dancing. Saturday Night Fever is a good movie, actually. I never really understood why he fawned over the girl who was quite unattractive
Right.
compared to anyone else in the club.
Did the late 70s have a funny run where the unconventionally attractive girl was getting a bit of play. Because I remember the first Superman movie thinking Lois Lane wasn't that attractive.
Margot Kidder's not great looking, not attractive. She became homeless.
Yeah,
She's living on the streets.
right. I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Preordained.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Now, here's one I reckon you might be able to get behind, Strangles.
Yeah.
1986's Top Gun.
Come on.
Danger Zone, one of the great
Kenny
songs
Loggins.
of all time. Take My Breath Away.
Yeah.
You know, Berlin, for one of the most cringiest sex scenes in cinema.
Yes.
Far too much tongue in silhouette.
Yeah. Again, Tom Cruise, man.
Yep. One of the great songs, Playing with the Boys, that they played during the volleyball. Said it was the right time.
Yeah.
So good. And then Mighty Wings, Cheap Tricks, Mighty Wings. Quality soundtrack. Really, really good. You're going to love this one, Strangles.
I haven't liked
Dirty
many of them so far.
Oh,
Dirty Dancing. Now, I've had the time of my life.
That's a
Awful.
great song.
Academy Award-winning song.
Yeah.
Eric Carmen's Hungry Eyes.
Yes.
One of the great film
Well,
clips.
look at you and I can't resist. I've got hungry
You're way too
eyes.
young to be knowing the lyrics to that song.
And then, of course, the hit of hits, Patrick Swayze's.
Yeah.
She's
it's
Like the Wind.
Yeah.
Yep. So there we go. Number 5.
Saturday Night Fever's winning at the moment, by the way.
Really? Over Top Gun?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
He's not a big fan of the 80s.
No, he's not. He's too cool. Too cool for school. This is the problem.
Man.
This is what happens, right? The last one, obviously in no order, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yep.
Yep, I had that.
So Son of a Preacher Man, You Never Can Tell, Girl You'll Be a Woman Soon, Urge Overkill's copy of that song. Really, really good soundtrack.
Yeah. Dick Daley and the Deltones.
Yeah, couple honorable mentions. Grease.
Yeah.
Although it's a musical.
Frankie Valli, though, man, that first song is great.
Great song. Have you seen him performing lately?
I've heard.
Jesus Christ. He's not performing.
It's like it's like what is it? Not
It's horrific. It's what it is.
It's like he's dead.
He's dead. It's Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, Weekend at
It's
Bernie's.
Weekend at Frankie's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's bad. And then this is one for you, Adam, especially for you.
Thank you.
Forrest Gump.
Oh, God.
Good music in it,
I'm
though.
out. Mic drop.
Good music in it.
It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate son.
Yep, that's it. Yep. One of my most hated songs, Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, I could do with less of that.
But the theme song for it is great. The feather. Yeah, it's great. Really, really good.
That's cool.
So that's it. There's some soundtracks that Adam hates all of them, apart from Saturday Night Fever.
There you go.
And if you haven't noticed, that's why I chose them all.
True. Honorable mention has to go to Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, yeah.
Also a great
Yes,
soundtrack.
agree.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd like to add Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Reservoir
cracker.
Dogs.
And obviously Train Spotting with Born Slippy.
Oh,
Choose
yeah,
Life,
come on.
Passenger.
Yep.
Great
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Was in my list originally, but I thought you'd like that, so I took it out.
You picked all the shit ones for me.
You're
Thanks,
petty
mate.
like that, aren't you?
Just chill out, just because you've got a lust for life, okay? All right, now it's that time of the night where we look at Kick-Ass credit song. Pretty exciting. I can tell you're waiting with bated breath. Obviously, because we've got to. Because
movie.
Well, it was this is a quintessential Kick-Ass credit song that took me about 4 minutes to write.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm not sure how good it is. It is called
I can tell you how good it is already if you like.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it's better than. It's better than the sound. It's better than the trailer song. Yeah, it's better than the trailer song. It's called $50 Bet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. $50 bet. Old money, new money. Coughlin's laws are pretty funny. Working for minimum in the New York bars. Military man looking for a quick buck. Won't find the cash, but he'll get a few fucks. Putting your trust in a grizzled mentor. For $50, Coral let him in the back door. Aruba, Jamaica, off the Florida Keys. An unknown rich gal gets down on her knees. Aqua sex under a waterfall. Apparently spooked. Well, at least that's the call. A $50 bet, lay it on the line. Bonnie has no stobs, but she's looking fine. Jordan watches as he walks into her room. A midnight float couldn't come too soon. $50 bet was all it took. Coughlin's laws are bullshit and your world is shook. A $50 bet and you're a sad kept man. Jordan's from Park Avenue and that was your grand plan. A $50 bet, you win her back. There's twins in Jordan's belly. You've got a pretty virile sack.
I really liked it, man. That was very good. You are a bit of a
wordy little
wordsmith.
piece too.
Very wordy.
I'm stoked you got that in one hit. So
It's
we have to
amazing.
Hear it again. But
Amazing.
that was
Well, it helps that you don't know what the tune is when you start,
yeah.
and you just
I was
that's
looking for
definitely
somewhere to throw a little like the movies, like, it's like
the
a
movies.
just the BVs, you know.
Yeah,
just-
I like it. I like it.
yeah.
But I
yeah.
think
yeah.
you went away from your normal tune, so I
did.
I
Yeah.
really respect that. It was great.
Thank you.
It's great.
Yeah, I changed it up. I still bad, but I changed it up. Star of the show, Adam. Who have you got?
Oh, it's Elizabeth Shue, easily streets ahead of anyone else in terms of, for me,
Wow.
the acting, in terms of the only actual character I liked in the whole movie. So Elizabeth Shue is a shoe-in.
Oh, I see what you did there. She
Hmm.
was an Elizabeth Shue-in.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Wilbur.
Kelly Lynch for that one line in the club.
I've never seen a
Can't
club with
argue
such
that.
intense dance.
Never been to a club with such intense dance vibes.
Fuck, you do that well. And your
It's really good.
practicing is getting better and better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need. I'll just tell. I'm going to take video of you saying that, and we won't need the. We don't need to take it. Well, for me, it's Tom Cruise. For me, it's Tom Cruise. He's a superstar.
Yeah.
He's still as annoying as he is, and he is annoying as Brian Flanagan.
Yeah.
Billowy shirts and all. But what a sexy smile. What a presence.
Pre-orthodontic surgery too.
Yeah,
right?
it is pre-orthodontic.
Because you've seen the thing,
Well, he's got 36 teeth on one side and 7 on the other.
and he's this tooth, this front tooth, everything's shifted across, and it is dead center of his face.
Yes. Yeah, it's Bugs
It's all
Bunny.
shifted. Yeah. He makes it work.
He does make it work. He does make it work.
Against
Okay,
all odds.
people, the rank bank. What are we thinking? I've got a couple of things here. I'd like to hear your feedback.
Okay.
I've got
I know what it is now.
dance vibes,
Yeah.
intense dance vibes. Well, we could just cut to the chase, and I won't bother going through everything else because none of them are that good. We're going intense dance vibes.
That's so good.
Has to be.
It has to
Yes.
be. So it has to be intense
Intense.
dance vibes.
Tense dance vibes.
Yeah. Okay. Intense
I want to
dance
see
vibes.
you, Will, reenact it on video and say the line. I reckon that'd be awesome for Instagram.
Yeah.
Intense dance
Dress and
vibes.
all.
So we're going to start with the man on the couch with me, Wilbur. How many intense dance vibes are you giving Cocktail?
Oh. It's a simple plot. It's acted okay. It's directed fine. It just left me feeling a little bit flat at the end there. I thought that maybe Coughlin could have had a redemption.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my first foray into the sub 3 point territory.
Wow. Okay.
No, actually, I tell a lie. I've probably gone sub 3 already. I'm going to go sub 2.5 though. I'm
Okay.
going 2.39.
2.39. Wow. You're such a dickhead. In the movie.
We don't add up in the movies.
Okay, Adam, how many intense dance vibes are you giving Cocktail?
Well, if that Elizabeth Shue extra scene was in there, it would have been a 5, I reckon. But
Yes.
she gets 1 point. The nostalgia gets 1 point. So 2 out of 5.
2.
Wow.
Wow, low.
You
It's-
had
it's-
gone down.
I think it's
straight down.
lucky to get that.
2 dance vibes.
Wow, 2 intense dance vibes. Well, it's not often that. Well, it is often that I'm the highest scorer, and I am here. Look, as a 13-year-old, this was like one of the greatest movies I'd ever watched, and probably as a 15-year-old, it
I
still
felt
was.
like that about the Goonies, dude.
Yeah, and even watching it this time, I'm ready. I think I might be ready to park it.
Mm.
I think I can't see me really going back to Cocktail, but it did bring back a lot of nostalgia. I did fall in love with Elizabeth Shue again. 2.75 intense dance vibes. It gets from me. Now, where is that going to have it on the board? I'm telling you, it's not great.
No, it's
above
not.
Harvest Moon.
Well, let's just say
Can't buy me love.
that 2.38 intense dance vibes has it somewhere down the bottom. Really does. It really does. It is equal. No, it's not, because there's no 2.38. It is in position 124,
Okay.
which we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's really in position 132 because we've got 8 movies that we haven't rated because they've been special editions and stuff.
Right.
So it's really in position 132 with 2.3 intense dance vibes. It is just above 2.17 torn larynxes for Roadhouse and 2 whittle palm trees for Kickboxer.
Yeah, this is sitting exactly where it should be.
And just below 2.5 kumites for Bloodsport.
Yes.
2.5 Argenti daggers for the Golden Child.
Yeah.
What did Can't Buy Me Love get?
Well,
Zero.
Can't Buy Me Love got 1.5 dump
good.
rag berets.
Should have.
It is the third worst movie. Actually, not. It is the third worst movie we have done. Nico Above the Law got 1.42. Floppy hand runs.
Yep.
And Rebel Moon 2, 0.25 slow-mo grain harvest.
Yeah,
is the last movie, and it cannot be beaten.
That will never be beaten.
It is horrific. Boys, it's been fun having 2 visitors with me tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't miss a beat. I think this could be our best episode ever.
It was definitely a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
People, your homework this week is to go back and watch the Cocktail trailer for the song.
Yeah.
The movie song. What movie it's about, we don't know.
If anyone else out there thinks they can do a better reenactment of Kelly Lynch, also appreciating the intense dance vibes,
yes,
send in your clips.
Please send your clips in.
We'll make up a compilation.
We will. But
Go to the website and do it on the microphone.
leave a
website.
voicemail.
Yeah,
leave a
voicemail with that line. That would be awesome.
Yep, that sounds good. That's a good play. It's been fun, boys. I look forward to next week. We're doing our second ever Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. So Blood Diamond should be a lot of fun. A bit of a sneaky Leo movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one of his sort of better known movies, but I think it's one of his best movies.
Mate, tough to run a Safa accent the whole movie and not do it that badly either.
He does all right.
It's a tough one to do.
Yeah. It's got Jimon Honsu in it.
Yep.
As what's his name? Vandy, whatever his first name is, I forget. But Solomon Vandy. Great movie. Very heavy.
Yeah.
Jennifer Connelly,
mm-hmm.
who is in the Born to Watch Hall of Fame.
She is a top 3.
Yeah.
She's a top 3.
And what I'm looking forward to, and I know you will be as well, the Snorbs Report.
Oh, yeah. Because
after Sophie Marceau's Braveheart Snorbs Report, where we actually are naming it the Sophie Marceau Snorb Report,
the honorary
Sophie Marceau Snorb Report, it could be toppled by Jennifer Connelly.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's a fluid environment. Ripley's running was, there are different titles for different things as the
But
show progresses.
they're only at the top until they're not.
Yeah.
Until someone knocks them off.
Yeah.
It's hard being at the top the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me.
Yeah, I'll take your word.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure, boys. Wilbur, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Matty.
It's been
yeah.
high five. Strangles, thank you, mate.
High five.
High five.
Yeah. And people,
Trans Tasman, high five.
do your homework. Blood
straight, high
Diamond.
five.
Share to your friends. Share to your enemies. Leave us a review on Apple or Spotify, or leave us a voicemail on the website, borntowatch.com.au. Till next week. Bye for now.
See yous.
Cheers.